over the past year or so, it's actually at times the court's been split 3-3-3. Liberal, right wing, I will say right wing, not conservative, but right wing, and then conservative institutionalists. And there have been quite a few cases where you've had Brett Kavanaugh and Amy Coney Barrett who have been in the institutionalist group with Roberts. So Roberts may not be able to move them all the way to where he wants to be, but perhaps they start moving back toward the 15-week ban. And if you look and just piece this together, again, I don't know. What do I know? What do I know? I didn't even know Rich Strike was going to win the Derby. But if you start piecing the evidence together, as you and I were talking about last week, as we talked to people connected with the court, you actually see that the Wall Street Journal editorial page drops an editorial before the leak that certainly provides pretty strong evidence that somebody inside the court was yapping to the Wall Street Journal editorial page and say, hey, listen, this is still in play. We probably have our 5 votes. And then, you know, the Wall Street Journal, again, before the leak, does a hold firm, my conservative brothers and sisters. History is within our grasp. And they give that pep speech, a really bizarre pep talk, right? That's then followed by the leak. Yeah. Again, to me, I'm just saying me, and to a lot of close court observers, this looks like the right is actually getting a little nervous that they don't have 5 hardcore votes that would want to overturn Roe the way Alito wants to overturn Roe. So it is still, Jonathan O'Meara, very much in play. And now you have, my God, Louisiana. Since this has happened, you got Louisiana now talking about throwing girls and young women in jail if they have abortions. They're now talking about a life beginning at fertilization. They're now talking about, I mean, these are characters out of like the Da Vinci Code. Like this is getting, and I don't know, Handmaid's Tale. This is getting really extreme. And let me just say, I know everybody didn't go to law school. I did. I wasn't a good student, so don't worry about it. But a quick reading of Roe and a quick reading of this opinion, you start to realize that the very constitutional foundation that Roe was built on, well, that's what Griswold was built on. Contraceptive rights for you. Yes, you, Middle America. Contraceptive rights built on the same 14th Amendment constitutional framework. Interracial marriage built on the same 14th Amendment constitutional framework. Marriage equality built on the same 14th Amendment constitutional framework. And then Alito says, oh, yes, we understand that, but don't worry. Trust us. Oh, God. Those don't involve issues of abortion. So this is a one-off. This is just because I don't like abortion. It just doesn't make sense for abortion. Well, that may be Alito's argument, right? But there's no constitutional foundation to that. There's no legal reasoning behind that. To say, oh, well, we know contraceptive rights and consensual sex, the right to have consensual sex, and the right to marriage equality is based on the same constitutional framework, but it doesn't involve abortion. So just trust us. Jonathan, that's where we are. And then you got the governor from Mississippi going, yeah, contraceptive rights may be next. Yeah. And so this is getting crazy pretty quickly. My only question is, going back to Schumer, why don't you get a bipartisan vote? This is what Democrats don't understand. They don't understand. So you can't get 100% of what you want. You can't get 80% of what you want. Maybe get 60% of what you want so you can say we have a bipartisan bill, right? It's just like the Electoral Count Act, which desperately needs to be passed. Democratic leaders, no, we're not going to do it because we can't get the whole loaf. It's time these people wake up. Take the wins you can get. And if you got a bipartisan bill on abortion rights, you take it, even if it's 60% of what you want. Because then you can say, we have a bipartisan group of senators, a majority, a bipartisan majority saying that what the Supreme Court's thinking about doing is wrong. That is a powerful message to send that I don't think the Democrats quite know how to get to.